All right, y'all. Welcome to the Keto Class. Tonight, we are going to talk about caffeine and the pros and cons. So stick around. All right, y'all. Welcome. Let's talk about caffeine. Let's talk about caffeine. So caffeine is one of the things I always would talk about, and I would give the positives. I would really caution people more than I would always give any positives. So tonight, you'll be happy that I'm going to give a lot more positives than negatives about caffeine. I will give you some warnings about caffeine, but for the most part, it's going to be a lot of positives, and I think y'all will be pleasantly surprised. So hey, Misty. I see Misty over there on the YouTube side, y'all. So make sure if you're on YouTube, if you're not on my YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, y'all. So please, y'all, so make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the videos on YouTube as well. I know I have a problem with that because I am a YouTube University junkie. I learn a lot from YouTube. And I know I do not always hit that button. I don't always hit the thumbs up button, but it's definitely something I'm more aware of now that I am on YouTube, is actually hitting the thumbs up button when there's something that you actually like and that you think other people could benefit from. So if you like what you see, tap the screen over here on TikTok, hit the like button on Facebook, hit the like button on YouTube, y'all, because it's all an algorithm, y'all. It's all an algorithm. And if you don't tell the algorithm that this is good content, then it ain't gonna show it to nobody, right? So you got to tell the algorithm that you enjoy. It's like a hand clap, y'all. It's like clapping when you go to the show, y'all. So if you like the information, give it a clap by tapping the screen or doing whatever it does. So Ellen says drinking caffeine. You drinking caffeine right now, Ellen? Probably so. And some of those ketones probably, right? So we're gonna talk about caffeine, y'all. So y'all definitely drop your comments, drop your questions as we go. Y'all know on the TikTok side, we're gonna have the after party. And on YouTube, y'all make sure y'all subscribe because we're almost there. We're almost at 1,000. I think we need like 300 more people, y'all. So we need a few more subscribers, y'all. So to get to 1,000 on YouTube. So what normally happens with us, and y'all know because we have these crashes at the end of the day and in the middle of the day, is that we have adenosine. And this adenosine, what happens is by the end of the day, this adenosine is basically increased and it makes us sleepy. All right. So it builds up as the day goes on, and then we get tired, we get sleepy, and we're not able to function in the way that we would like. Sometimes some people don't even get to the end of the day because they're like, don't talk to me till I get my coffee, right? Because they need that caffeine in their system early. And that's because of that adenosine that is not allowing you to be great. All right. It's making you sleepy, it's making you tired. So here goes some of the things about caffeine. I'm gonna talk about some pros and cons, but as I said, y'all will be pleasantly surprised that I'm gonna give you a lot of great benefits of caffeine. So caffeine helps to keep you alert. So I think we already know that. We know it keeps us alert. I have been just benefiting from caffeine recently because I was just telling everyone on TikTok that I was not a coffee drinker. I always loved the way coffee smelled. I always would try it periodically, but it never set well with my stomach. And I thought the one reason, I realized now that I'm keto, that the one reason that it didn't sit well with my stomach was because of the sugar. I would add all of the sugar to the coffee and it would irritate my stomach. And I thought it was the coffee, not realizing that it wasn't the coffee, that it was the sugar that actually irritated my stomach. So recently I've been using it to get that alertness, to get that energy, teaching online. So imagine, being a teacher and teaching online. I kind of got used to it because it's almost like the same thing here because I can't see y'all, although y'all can see me. And when you're teaching online, it's kind of like the similar situation. You just see a bunch of dots, all the kids are on there and they just got all of their circles with the letter of their first name in there. And that's it. So, I would just energize and do what I do here. I'm just talking and going for it. Like I got a huge audience, right? And most of them kids was probably asleep, but I was wired up because I had I had that caffeine in my system, right? So the caffeine, y'all, it's gonna keep you alert. And it keeps you alert because it does not allow the adenosine to connect to those receptors that make you sleepy. So the caffeine gets in there and it blocks those receptors, and it does not allow the adenosine to get into those receptors. And therefore, you are able to stay alert. And that's why some of y'all want to drink coffee 2 and 3 times a day, which I'm going to caution you against that a little bit later. But that is one of the reasons why coffee is so great, because if you think about that, it actually helps to keep us alert. And that's the basics of it. We know that part. I'm going to get to the real good stuff, though. The real good stuff, you're going to be like, Some of y'all going to go make y'all a cup right now after y'all hear some of these good tips about drinking coffee. So it's gonna increase the blood adrenaline levels and increase the brain activity. So all of these things are natural. We know about that. The activity of your neurotransmitters and the dopamine and the norepinephrine. So all of those things are going to be increased when you're drinking this caffeine. So, that's all the basic scientific stuff that y'all know about. So this stimulates the brain and gives us that alertness and that focus. And it definitely gives you focus. I've been able to benefit from that lately as well. It's just getting that focus. The coffee and the caffeine gives you a whole different kind of energy and focus. So I see Connie. Hey, Connie, thanks for popping in there and dropping a comment. Y'all, don't forget, comments help too, y'all. Y'all comments let the algorithm know that you're interacting with the content as well. So the one great thing about coffee is it increases your metabolism, y'all. And this is one thing that I think that a lot of people have been waiting to hear, right? People have been waiting to hear this. It increases your metabolism by, guess what, y'all? 11%. So it increases your metabolism by 11%, and it increases fat burning by a whopping 13%, y'all. So it increases your metabolism. Oh, I saw a heart go up on that one. Somebody gave a heart when they heard that. So it increases your metabolism by 11%, and it's going to increase the fat burning. So that's what we want to do in the ketogenic lifestyle. We want to increase the fat burning mode. So the caffeine and really, y'all, I'm really kind of talking about coffee for the most part, because I think that's where the majority of people get the majority of their caffeine from coffee. So yes, there is caffeine in tea. There is caffeine in ketones if you buy ketones that have caffeine. So I know that there are other sources. So I know I keep referring to coffee because my belief is that that's where the majority of people that are keto are getting the majority of their caffeine from. So 300 milligrams can have you burning an extra 79 calories per day. So 300 milligrams of caffeine can have you burning an extra 79. Let's just round it up. 80 80 calories per day. Now, we don't get all into the calorie counting in the ketogenic lifestyle, although we need to know what our calories are. We don't get into counting calories, but that's just basically to tell you, or it's just basically evidence that it is actually speeding up your metabolism. So again, it's speeding up your metabolism by 11% and increasing fat burning by 13%. And these are all scientific, y'all. This ain't nothing. I didn't do no calculations. This is just me reading books, okay? So this is not no calculations that I came up with that is 13 and 11%. These are scientific things that have been published. These have been published information. So 1 to 4 cups is about 100 to 400 milligrams a day. So basically, you're getting about 100 milligrams per every cup of coffee. So it lowers heart disease risk as well. And guess what? Guess how much it lowers heart disease risk? By 16 to 18%. So caffeine getting 100 to 400 milligrams per day actually helps to decrease heart disease risk by 16 to 18%. So hey, we got some benefits here, y'all. We got some benefits of caffeine and coffee. We have some benefits. Now, don't get too excited and run off, because I'm gonna tell y'all some of the things, some of the mistakes people make with caffeine as well. So I will definitely get into that. So 2 cups, about 14 to 20% will lower your stroke risk. So if you get about 2 cups a day, you can lower your stroke risk. 1 to 4 cups a day, you're lowering your heart disease risk. And caffeine or coffee in general is increasing that metabolism by 11%, and also it's increasing fat burning by 13%. So those are some good numbers, y'all. Those are some good numbers that to know. These are some good numbers to know. So 29% lower risk of type 2 diabetes for those that are intaking caffeine or drinking coffee. Now, I've read in the past that those that already have type 2 diabetes, and that would be a whole nother class, that that coffee can not be as good for that individual. But if you're an individual that is not type 2 diabetic, and or maybe not all full-blown type 2 diabetic, the coffee is known 29% to lower the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And decaf, 21%. I saw somebody put decaf in there. So decaffeinated coffee actually can help 21%. So it's not a huge difference. So the decaf can also help with decreasing the occurrence of type 2 diabetes, y'all. So the risk drops 12 to 14% every 200 milligrams. So if you're getting 200 milligrams of coffee per day, which is about 2 cups, because it's approximately 100 milligrams per cup, you are dropping your type 2 diabetes risk from 12 to 14%. All right, y'all. So those are some amazing numbers. Those are some amazing, that's some good stuff. So this is some stuff that I never have really shared before. When I shared it with the mastermind group, I know they were relieved, because I had been really hard on caffeine and coffee in the mastermind group. So as you may know, that the caffeine is going to stimulate the central nervous system, and it's going to give you that energy that you've been looking for. So it's a natural stimulant, and it's found in coffee, tea, and cocoa as well. So I didn't talk about cocoa. So another thing is that it's really quickly absorbed in the bloodstream, which you may know. That's why when you're sipping on the coffee on your way to work or wherever, you notice that energy level is boosted up very, very quickly. So that is another plus about caffeine and or coffee. So here goes some of the pros. So it improves performance. All right. So performance can be whatever, some of y'all can't do no work until you had the caffeine. So it's going to improve your performance. It's going to increase your metabolism. So we talked about that. So it stimulates ketone production. So just having that caffeine, because if it's burning fat, so if it's increasing your fat burning by 13%, then that means it's also increasing your ketone production, because the ketone production is coming from the fat burning. So therefore they go hand in hand. So it's protective against diabetes. We talked about that. Also protective against heart disease, and it's also protective against fatty liver. So y'all just remember, y'all, this is not medical advice, y'all. I'm just sharing some of the things that I've read in some studies and just sharing this information, y'all. So these are some of the pros. So here goes some of the cons. And this is the main con that I talk about a lot with the ketogenic lifestyle, is that some people overdrink coffee, and it suppresses their appetite. And when it suppresses your appetite, you're not eating real food. You can't live on coffee alone. So I noticed that some people drink so much coffee that they don't eat real food. And you have to be careful of that. Because of it suppressing your appetite, that can become a problem, because people will undereat calories. So you got to get out of that mindset, that calorie thought process of, oh, if I drink coffee, I'm going to eat less. Because with the ketogenic lifestyle, you eat your way to better health. And like I tell y'all, people who start the ketogenic lifestyle, for week 1, I tell them, eat all you want as long as it's keto. By day 3, they can't eat as much as they think they can eat, because the ketogenic lifestyle by itself is going to decrease your appetite. So if you're doing a lifestyle that's already going to decrease your appetite because you're satiated, because you're getting more fats and more protein, and then you're drinking coffee, you might be liable to be under eating. So that is one of the things that I really caution about just coffee in general. And I say coffee because tea is not going to suppress your appetite as much as the coffee will. And again, coffee is where most people are going to get those ketones. So it can raise your blood pressure. It can give you small increases in blood pressure, which you could imagine if it's going to raise your metabolism. And it could give you small increases in blood pressure. It can be habit forming. So another warning is that it could be habit forming, that you have to have this coffee every single morning. Like I said, I drink coffee more often than I used to, but for me, it has not become a habit. It is just kind of like, hey, I like to have a cup of coffee, just like, hey, I like to have a Zevia, so it's kind of like one of those things where it hasn't become habit forming, but I have seen in people where it is habit forming, where they have to have this coffee every single day at this time, or it's going to go down, right? So you got to make sure that you're mindful of that it can become habit forming, almost like smoking. Of course, it's not as bad as smoking, but it becomes a habit. It becomes something that you just can't, quote unquote, live without. And you have to think about, like, what would happen if you didn't have your morning coffee, right? So, could you substitute it with something else or not? Some are sensitive to more sensitive to becoming for it becoming a habit. Some people are more sensitive to it becoming a habit. It may increase insulin resistance and diabetes. So this is what I was talking about. People who are diabetic, it could work the opposite for that person who is already diabetic. So if you're already dealing with diabetes, and it's really weird that the study I read is like, that is very interesting. There's someone who is already diabetic and they are not going to reap the same benefits as a person who is not diabetic. So a person who's not diabetic will have a better chance of avoiding type 2 diabetes by drinking coffee. But a person who's diabetic, it is not as beneficial for that individual. So withdrawals. So if you don't have the coffee, you might have withdrawals. That's what we talk about, being habitual. And then also the anxiety. So some people who drink coffee have this anxiety, they kind of like, they give you those jitters, and you kind of have the anxiety, and that building up of anxiety from either not having the caffeine or having the caffeine causes cortisol levels to rise, which is going to hinder you from losing weight. All right. So, and if not fully adapted, caffeine, again, can increase your blood sugar. So we talked about that a little bit. So those are some of the pros and the cons about caffeine, y'all. So if y'all got some questions, y'all drop them in there. So these are some of the things that I love to talk about. So again, some of the benefits, it helps to decrease the prevalence of heart disease. And we can talk about some of these percentages. So metabolism increases 11%, fat burning increases 13%. So 70 or 80 calories per day can be burned with up to about 300 milligrams, which is about 3 cups of coffee. So 1 to 4 cups, you lowering heart risk 16 to 18%. So I mean, that is amazing. And 29% lowers diabetic risk for caffeinated coffees, and 21% for decaffeinated coffees. So, and then we just talked about some of the cons, and the main con is just not to overdrink it to the point where you're under eating. So those are some of the main things that you really got to be careful of when it comes to that one. So y'all, this was a short class, y'all. I thank y'all for coming. I just want to remind y'all that my book is out on Amazon. So it's over there. I can never touch it. I can never touch it. Oh, I almost had it. I gotta go that way. There it is. Y'all see it? There it is. So there's the book. It's called the Keto Playbook, y'all. I call it the playbook because I'm a basketball coach. I'm a basketball guy. I played basketball since I could remember. Since I have memories, I remember having a basketball in my hand. So I call it the Keto Playbook because it is the playbook to the ketogenic lifestyle. When you start playing a sport, especially like in football, they give you this playbook and you got to learn all of the plays, all the fundamentals of the game. So this is actually the fundamentals of the ketogenic lifestyle in the Keto Playbook. It is a nice small book that is really easy to read. I haven't gotten my hard copy yet. So, maybe next week y'all will see me holding it on screen. But it is on Amazon, y'all. Those of y'all who purchased it, I looked today, I was able to see that I have gotten a great support from individuals, y'all, and they have purchased the book. And man, I love y'all. And all I ask is that y'all just leave a honest review. You leave an honest review. If the book has helped you, please let the world know by leaving a review. That will let more people know that the book is there. And like I say, y'all in the keto unicorns. Not too many people that look like me out here teaching keto, right? So I am the keto unicorn. So y'all definitely support the project. And the book has really been like 3 years in the making, y'all. So it's really taken me a long time. And I always say, you know, when we look at individuals and their success on the ketogenic lifestyle, you have to remember that there's a story before that. So, you know, people may see me here on YouTube and just think like I popped up here overnight, but I've been doing this for 4 years. Like I said, I've been in my Facebook group teaching the ketogenic lifestyle when nobody was there. You know, when it was 1 or 2 people logging in and engaging with the videos. So I've been doing this for a long time. That book has been like 3 years in the making. And now it has finally been processed and everything that needed to be done and edited and up on Amazon, y'all. So definitely go to Amazon, check out the book. The link is in the description on Facebook. The link is in the description on YouTube, and just leave an honest review. So those of y'all who have the book, please leave an honest review. And as always, y'all, if y'all have any keto questions, if y'all have any thoughts that you just need some clarity on, y'all know how to reach me. Y'all reach out to me through text, through my number as well. So I'll stream that on the bottom as we make our way out of here. So you know you can message me or inbox me on Facebook, inbox me on Instagram. So any of those platforms, inbox me on TikTok. So any of those platforms, y'all know how to message, y'all know how to get with me, and y'all know those who have reached out know I respond to every single person, everyone. I respond to everyone who drops in to ask any questions or just chat. All right, y'all. So thank y'all, and I will see y'all all next Sunday. And get over to TikTok for the Q&A. See y'all soon. Let me see who's in here with the comments. See who I can speak to. So hey, Connie, I see the unicorn Tammy. All right, y'all. So thank y'all, Ellen, Tammy, Connie. Appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all all next week. I'll probably see y'all on TikTok. All right, so see y'all in the after party on TikTok. See y'all soon.